Everybody staying over on that left side. Hey, Whitey. Whitey's eye check. Whitey, eye check. Come on, International Sunday. Chad Weisenkamp out of Hooper, Nebraska. The big International Sunday out of Hooper, Nebraska. In this class of super farms, we've got South Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska. .306 and 61. Chad Weisenkamp runs a feedlot over in Hooper, Nebraska. How many people thinks that a woman can outdrive a man? How many people thinks a woman can outdrive a man? Got a lady coming to the line. Last night, this now finished number 2. This is one stout running truck. Whitey's eye check sets in the lead right now with his son's truck at 3:13:53. Mom is down here on the other end. Dad is helping on the other end. Daughter doing the driving. This gal can hammer. Everybody has stayed pretty much on the same track as everybody. Nobody's ventured over on that left side. Nobody's wanted to venture out of the road. This is the last of the two-wheel drive trucks. Mindy Nelson out of Cat Springs, Texas, also down around Houston. That's her dad coming down the line in the Kawasaki. That's mom down here taking pictures. Come on, girls. .304.37. 3:04.37 puts the little lady into fourth place. .3:04.37. We'll let this super farm go while they reweight the sled for our next class. We got trophy presentation coming up. Steve Caban out of Wahoo, Nebraska. Tractor called Pride of the Farm. There's a picture of him up on the big screen. Here we go. Pride of the Farm. Got a third in Arlington. Got a fifth last night. Oh, yeah, that'll change the things around. International time, that'll change things around. Three. 3:23.90. Give you the rundown of the two-wheel drive class, ladies and gentlemen. The man that'll be getting his picture taken, Texas two-step, goes number 1. Dad driving son's truck takes the win. Nebraska comes in number 2. Missouri comes in number 3. Texas, number 4 at the Little Whip. Texas Bad Decisions, 5th. Missouri Country Heat, 6th. Texas Gunsmoke, 7th. Missouri Buffalo Chips, 8th. Texas Thumper, 9th. South Dakota American Ethanol, 10th. Right down in front of me, getting the big check, ladies and gentlemen. Waddy Zychek. Give him a round of applause. Winner of the
Jason on there?
Yes.
Okay, you're live right now.
No, get me off of there. Turn it around.
Hey, Ronald.
Hey, Jason.
I'm playing the video from Ravenna from 2018 when the Outlaws had a really good announcement.
Did you see the special guest we had here tonight?
I saw that.
You see that?
Congratulations, Waddy Zychek.
You had the trick Van Beek, though. That's the problem.
That'll help. By the way, my wife carried that down to you. I get.
Let's see here. I was just showing some video, Ron, of
Yeah, Will too.
18.
That's good. Got Will Mans here.
Hey, Jason.
Does that guy have a job? I see him everywhere.
Yeah, tractor puller.
The tractor puller.
We have TVB on here too.
I saw that. He was on there right away. Hey, there's the T-Man.
The Taylor Van Beek.
The Taylor Van Beek. So what's going on in Rock Valley?
So, look, I'm gonna go back here where it's a little quieter.
Okay.
Kind of noisy in here.
I think, is that the bar with all the pull-off scratch tickets? I think I've been there before. Yeah, it looks familiar. Where are you at?
I'm at the country club here in Rock Valley.
Really? I haven't been there. So
Yeah. Well, this is my first time here at the country club, but yeah. Having dinner on the Boss Man tonight. Getting the trucks and the trailers ready for the season. Got some more work to do tomorrow, and be headed back towards Kansas City. But
the season's like 2.5 weeks away.
What's that?
The season's like 2.5 weeks away. So
I know it. It's crazy. Ravenna is going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. The whole season. I can't believe it's here already, but it's man, it was we worked our butts off today, and I started thinking, man, I'm out of shape. I better get my butt in shape for this season pretty quick like. So a lot of running, a lot of driving, a lot of truck and tractor pulls. So
it's Kelsey Davidson's birthday, Ron.
Today is Kelsey's birthday?
Yeah, she's 21.
Did you sing happy birthday to her?
I can. Happy birthday to you, Kelsey. Happy birthday to you. Even my dog's barking. Happy birthday, dear Kelsey. Happy birthday to you. So,
happy birthday. We got Will and I called our buddy down in Uvalde, Texas. I don't know if you heard the news down there. Just want to check on him. Brandon Nolan lives down there, drives the Oso Negro.
Yeah.
Engine mod. That's where he lives, is Uvalde. And of course, as soon as I heard the news, want to get a hold of him. And he said, his kids actually go to a different school, but he has friends that have kids at that school. And so anybody has some prayers, go out to those families, some of those kids unaccounted for, and hopefully they're just at the hospital, so.
Yep.
Tragic news there, but
school shootings are not.
Oh man,
my daughter come flying out of her room a couple hours ago when she heard about it. So it's scary stuff. So,
yeah, and yes, I don't know. It's who goes to an elementary school? It's like they pick the easiest targets they possibly can.
Yep.
But yeah, prayers to all those families down there, and Brandon's family is all good. His kids are all accounted for and everything. So
Good.
the prayers to those families that are still waiting on the word from their children down there. So
Yeah, that would be the worst feeling in the world. The worst feeling
Yes,
in the
sir.
world. That is for sure.
Yeah, how do you go from that to good news? I mean, but also out of Texas, Lufkin, Texas, in October, was it 21st and 22nd? I think. This is the first time I've ever done the show from a phone, by the way.
Yes, it's working.
Yeah, but Lufkin, Texas, the dragging and pulling in the pines, the big
Yep.
truck show, truck drag races, and outlaw truck and tractor pull. They've added more stands for this year, 3,000 capacity stands just on one side,
Wow.
with Redneck Row on the other side. The pickup trucks, people hanging out and partying in the back of their pickup trucks, and the modified tractors are going to join the diesel 3.0 pickups, the limited pro diesel pickups, and end the season in Lufkin.
So actual points then.
Points pull, points finale, 2 nights of pulling there at Lufkin, Texas in October 21st and 22nd.
Wow. I know you had talked about this event last year and you were going down to it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty neat.
These guys, Josh Birch and Ronnie Kelly, they do this. It's a charity pull, and it's for, I may get this wrong, Project 21, I believe it's called.
Okay.
And it helps our vets that come back from foreign wars assimilate back into society.
Okay.
And I know it's a charity that's near and dear to Josh's heart, and Ronnie Kelly's right there with him, and these guys are partners on this pull. And every single dollar that's raised at this event goes to that charity.
I'm trying to find some.
So they make zero off of this event.
What's that show called? October what?
21st and 22nd, I believe, without grabbing my calendar. That will be the points finale for the 7,400-pound modified tractors and the limited pro stock diesel pickups. Now, we'll also have pro stock four-wheel drives there and super modified two-wheel drives as well.
Pulling in the Pines.
Dragging and pulling in the pines. Yep.
I found it. Okay. Yep. I found some stuff on the Google already. So that's
a huge show for any of our folks that's in Texas. You got to check it out. It's awesome. There's been a lot of work done there. It's actually at a drag strip, and they've built a pulling track, and they just keep making it better each year. Huge truck show. It's amazing, these trucks they have there. I'm actually pretty amazed if you go watch the drag races, how fast these street semis are. It's incredible, but great cause, great event, and they just keep making the pull better each year. So pretty excited for it this season.
Good deal. Good deal. So how'd the interview go with Meisinger last week, Douglas? So
it was pretty awesome, I would say. We got a lot of information from him. Basically, he told someone he had a hurt motor, and he basically said he had to take some used parts and cobble together a motor for that event because he was waiting on parts that hadn't shown up yet. We haven't heard about anything like that before, right?
Right.
People waiting on parts. But he went over and kicked some tail and took some names. I mean, it was pretty awesome. Meisinger probably wasn't a name that a lot of those guys probably had ever heard before, but they know it now,
Yes, they do. I think the whole world, I think all the diesel supers in the world know that name now. That is for sure.
It was pretty awesome. It was a good interview, I thought. I enjoyed it. We filled the hour, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had our corporate trainers up from Houston, Texas, up in Marshfield at the office. So I spent all day with them. And then I got back to the hotel about 10:30, and I replayed it and listened to it, and I fell asleep listening to it. So it was a good interview, and you guys went a good solid hour at least with Doug. I thought that was excellent. So
yeah, I don't know if you've seen the hat that he was wearing with the silver mullet.
Silver mullet.
I think he might start selling those this summer. There was a lot of people asking about it, if he was selling those. So you might see those being sold in the scrappy pit area.
Yeah, I already went on Amazon.com, Ron, to see if I could get some, and I was going to call him and say, "Hey, let's go together on this." So.
And you know the Ulmer Mafia shirts are out there too. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Oh, Meisinger's watching the show. He said they're trying to find some right now. So just checking in.
and then Josh's comment was pretty fitting for that when he said that that there's the Silver Bullet Unlimited Super.
Yep.
Back east, and he said called Doug Meisinger the Silver Mullet with that hat he wears. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was a great show. I enjoyed talking to Mr. Meisinger.
Well, we're coming up on a year, Ron, when we started this. I feel like we started this right before Dubuque last year, didn't we?
Was it? Your memory might be better than mine on that, but
maybe right after. I think we started right after Dubuque because I came up to the announcer stand after you were done announcing in Dubuque on Saturday night and said, "Hey, Ron, we really need to start doing something." You said, "Yep," and we picked a date. And I mean, honestly, I don't think one of us has always been on here. Josh has been on here. I think we've been on almost every Tuesday nights for a year. So
yeah, it's hard to believe that it's going on a year. Yeah, and that was in May too. So the Dubuque poll was last year. So
it's May 24th today. So I mean, I feel like the Dubuque poll was around this time last year, if I remember correctly. I guess I don't know exactly.
So you're saying this is our anniversary? Is what you're saying?
I think so. And you're at the golf course without me. I mean, I'm a little bummed out. So.
I mean, I really am at the golf course. If you look, you can see the.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, we're 2.5 weeks away from Ravenna, Nebraska. That starts off the points race for the Outlaws. I'm excited. That's my first points hook with the 4-1, the Remedy. So I'm excited for that as well. I'm gonna put my dad in the seat Friday night, and we're gonna get after it. So
awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we're jacked. We're ready for it. We worked all day on these trailers and these trucks, and we had all of our audio video equipment out, getting things ready for the live stream and preparing to do, two events at a time, which we'll be doing several times this year on the live stream at outlawpulling.tv. And, at times we're doing 3 events in one night. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cover all 3. So on those nights, we'll only be covering 2 events on the live stream. So
okay,
that only happens a couple times during the season.
Now, with outlawpulling.tv, can you buy a full season of that, or you buy it by the event? How do you guys do that?
You can buy it by the event. You can buy it by the month. You can buy it with an annual subscription.
Okay, cool. Cool. And then you can watch it up to a year, right? Is that the deal?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
All those events are at your disposal. So if you have Outlaw Pulling TV and there are 2 pulls on the same night, no worries. Just watch the pull you want to live that night. The next night or Sunday night, whatever, watch the one that you missed that you couldn't watch at the same time there. So,
yep. So guys, if you have any questions about the upcoming Outlaw season, anything like that, please type the question in the comments, ask Ron, and we'll try to get you an answer. I had somebody message me today looking for a tech official. I got them a tech official and a phone number, so I took care of that. Do you want to go through the schedule, Ron, if I kind of buzz through it?
Yeah, if you could, I don't know if I can see it.
That's okay. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
And you can touch on each of those because
I know where we're at, through June here, but I might get a little sketchy when I start getting a little deeper into the schedule. I definitely have to have my readers on to see that. So
yeah, I don't want you to. You're okay. I'll read them to you. I'll blow it up here. I'll scroll down. So okay, so June 10th and 11th, Ravenna, Nebraska. June 17th is Cherokee, Iowa. Ron, you chime in on whatever you want with any of these events.
Yep, and that's a Friday night. That's a new event for us this year. Those folks are pretty excited to have that event, so we're happy to be bringing pulling to Cherokee. Yep. I believe there was a pull there before.
Yes.
But the folks that we're talking to there are jacked about having the Outlaws back in Cherokee, so we're excited to come back. And then the following night, we cross the state line and go into Nebraska, to Arlington, Nebraska.
Yep.
had a great pull there last year, and we're going to do a little promo there, I think, again this year at probably the local Casey's. Get a couple trucks and tractors out there and advertise the pull a little bit and get people excited to come to that pull there in Arlington. The following weekend, we'll be in Whitewright, Texas. Of course, Josh will be our buddy Josh that comes on sometimes, which I think he's busy tonight. I don't think he'll be on tonight, but Josh will be calling that show down at Whitewright, which last year that show was huge. They had a massive crowd there, standing room only, at Whitewright in 2021.
I was down in I was with Will Manns and I and Josh. We were down at Clint Megan's pool down in Nordheim, Texas this past weekend. Josh did the calling, and then I talked to him just for a little bit. But Josh has really come along late with his announcing, does a great job. And a lot of people were talking about Whitewright. A lot of the Texas Truck and Tractor Pulling Association guys are talking about Whitewright because it's a co-sanctioned event with the Outlaws, so it's a chance for them to pull in front of really big crowds. So they're pretty excited for that. So.
And of course, that same weekend, that's a Friday and Saturday night show there. On that Friday night, Hayward, Iowa. I think we have limited classes there. What do we have? A couple of classes there, and then the Heartland division. That's actually a Heartland division pool, and we have
Outlaw Super Farms and Outlaw naturally aspirated two-wheel drives run.
That's a Heartland show with 2 outlaw classes there on Friday night in Hayward, Iowa. And then, of course, Manila the next night. Manila, a pretty good size pool there. If you look at the number of classes, and we had that pool last season, and Mother Nature tried like heck to rain that pool out, and they refused to let Mother Nature win, and we got that pool in there. They brought out the heavy equipment, and we got that pull in there at Manila. So
is that the pull where Ulmer went like 490 feet with his Alki Super?
Where he just about put it in the trailer with the girls there.
Eco-tuning trailer, you said? So.
It definitely was. He put on a nice pull there. And, of course, after that, we have the 4th of July weekend off.
Yep, which is nice.
And then and we do that on purpose, to give – the families, outlaw families, a break and let them enjoy their holiday weekend. And we intentionally keep that weekend open. But after that, we go to Concord, Nebraska on the 7th. That's a Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
And then the very next night, we'll be in Rock Valley, Iowa for the Friday and Saturday night show there on the 8th and 9th. And you can see all the classes there at Rock Valley. It'll be a loaded show, and we're always approaching 200 hooks there at Rock Valley. So, I got to talk to some of those guys, last night. They were, we all kind of hung out a little bit and chatted and discussed, Rock Valley this year, and every good group that puts on a pull is always looking for ways to improve it. Looking at what they did right, looking at what maybe not. What may not have went so right and try to correct that or improve on it. And that's what these guys are doing. So Rock Valley's always working to make that an even better show than it already is.
Yeah.
After Rock Valley, Bloomfield, Iowa, that's a new one for us this year. That's July 13th. That is a Wednesday night, I believe.
Yeah, Ron, I think I pulled there years ago with like Twin States or something like that. Let me check the dates here on that. Make sure it's that's a Wednesday night, Ron. July 13th is a Wednesday. You're correct. So
and then Ottawa, Iowa on the 14th. That's a Thursday night. Pretty busy weekend there, actually, that week and leading into that weekend. 2 events going on Friday night. Troy, Missouri, big event there this year, and also Lee, Nebraska. It's a new event for us this year. Saturday night, we have 2 events going. That's Marthasville, Missouri, and David City, Nebraska.
Yep.
The 22nd, Friday the 22nd, you look there, we have 3 events going that Friday night. Wayne, Nebraska, Humboldt, Iowa, and Montgomery City, Missouri. Now,
whose idea was that? Whose idea was that, Ron?
What's that?
Whose idea was to have 3 pulls in one night?
We just couldn't say no. We like pulling so much. We want to pull and do 3 events in the same night. So actually Heartland, the Heartland division is helping us out on the Humboldt pull. That pull will not be covered on outlawpulling.tv. The Humboldt pull will not be on the live stream. We have 2 classes there.
You have 7 in Wayne and 7 in Montgomery City.
Yep, Wayne, Nebraska, and Montgomery City, both big pulls will be covered on the live stream, so you can get both of those events.
Okay.
Wayne, Nebraska, new for the Outlaws this year. I personally have announced that pull in the past when I was kind of a free agent, if you will.
Yep.
And did that pull, I think, 3 times. Chris and I, Chris, what's his last name? I can't remember his last name.
Kirkawhite.
Kirk Dwight. There you go. Him and I did that pull together. I did it 3 years with him. Always loved that pull there at Wayne, Nebraska. Doing that pull up there. Weather always seemed perfect too every year. Not trying to jinx it, but then after that, let's see, the 23rd of July, 2 nights or two pulls there on that night. Sweet Springs, Missouri. That's a Saturday, and Pawnee City, Nebraska.
Yep.
The 27th, that's Will Mann's favorite pull there, Britt, Iowa.
Is that an inside joke or is that for real?
That's where he got hurt last season.
Oh, with his 4-wheeler?
Yeah, that's where he tried to Evel Knievel the semi. So not really. He had a little accident.
Yeah.
Took a couple of helicopter rides that night and spent some time at the Mayo Clinic after that. But he's good to go now. But yeah, Britt, Iowa, great pull there on a Wednesday night. Mercer, Missouri, also that Wednesday night, the same night as Britt. Both those events be covered on Outlaw Pulling TV. The 28th, 3 events going on the 28th. That's a Thursday night. Bowling Green, Missouri, Sac City, Iowa, and Indianola, Iowa. Sac City and Indianola will both be covered on Outlaw Pulling.
Okay.
That is a Thursday night. This is a super busy time there at the end of July. There, that weekend there is just.
Every association has what they call like a hell week or like a 10-day stretch, Ron, where it's just.
Yeah.
It's usually the busiest fair time of the year. It's just nonstop. So.
It'll be fun, but it will definitely be busy. The 29th, which is a Friday night, will be in Corydon, Iowa.
Yep.
The county fair there. July 30th, 2 events going that night. Lamar's, Iowa, a new pull for us, and Warren,
Missouri. Is that where Jeff DeMars is from?
What's that?
Is that where Jeff DeMars is from?
Lamar, Jeff Demir. You might be right there. I'm not sure.
I just, for whatever reason, that just rang a bell. So.
August the 5th, Gibbon, Nebraska. And also the 5th and the 6th, the Peach and Melon Festival down in De Leon, Texas. 3 outlaw classes down there. The 7,400-pound modified tractors, the super modified 2-wheel drives, and the 10,000-pound pro stocks will be there in De Leon. Also on the 6th, this is another 3 session event on that Saturday, or session day on that Saturday. Springfield, Missouri at the Ozark Empire Fair, and Mobile, Iowa. I believe Mobile is where we saw Meisinger put on that 400-plus foot pass in 2021. He really lit that thing up there in Mobile. On the 7th of August, that's a Sunday, we'll be in Mound City, Kansas, at the county fair. I think it's the Anderson County Fair, I believe, in
That's
Kansas.
Paddock's hometown. I went down there last year. Yep.
It's where the Paddocks hail from, and they have a big part in putting that pull on down there. Good people.
And talk about a crowd for a small town. Holy crap.
On a Sunday night, too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. August 11th, Weeping Water, Nebraska. Fun pull there in Weeping Water. August the 12th, West Point, Nebraska. Also a very fun pull.
Is that new for the Outlaws?
West Point? Nope. We've been there. I know I've announced it the last 2 years since I've been with the Outlaws. So 2020 and 2021, we were there, and good little pull. I mean, I say little pull, it just a little big pull, I guess I could describe it as. But it's a fun pull, and they draw a really good crowd. They're going on with their county fair. August the 13th, Palmer, Nebraska, and Macon, Missouri. Macon, Missouri, of course, the Central Missouri Honor Flight pull.
Okay.
And I seen where they actually had a halt on the honor flights there from Central Honor Flight simply because of COVID for a couple of years. And they just completed their most recent flight. They had 90 plus vets they took to Washington, D.C. as a result of the fundraising from that event there in Macon, Missouri. So
Awesome.
we want to keep that one going and keep raising those funds for those vets to go to D.C.
Did Miles come out and announce with you at that one last year?
Yes. Wait. No, that was the year before when it was in Mexico. Yep.
Gotcha.
And of course, the Iowa State Fair, the 16th and 17th of August. You and I will be there together, my friend, announcing that show again.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I hope the state troopers don't have to come this time for you, though, Ron, like last year.
Keep your ankle bracelet on, okay? Your ankle monitor, keep that on. And the state police will stay away. Of course, it's a busy week, too. You got the Iowa State Fair, then you got, 2 days off, and then it's Wisner weekend. By the river. Always a good time there at Wisner. So,
and last year, that's when Esden Lane showed up, and the whole
Esden Lane showed up.
Esden Lane is in Wisner, Nebraska.
Took hundreds of pictures with fans.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Jer Sutter got his had him sign his chest. So that was go Jer go. So
Jerry was drinking some of his juice, I think, that week.
Yep. Hey, Jer juice is good for the soul.
The following weekend, Chickasha, Oklahoma. Josh's pull down there has gone to Friday, Saturday night, a 2-night event.
Dave Bennett's hometown.
Yeah. That pull getting better. Okay. Hey, well, come here, Kurt. Come here. I've got a special guest here. Let's take a break from the schedule.
Kurt Van Beek.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Man.
Oh, we had Ron up here working all day, so now I had to buy him supper. So, but his supper's ready. So,
well, we're gonna finish off the schedule, then we'll let him eat.
That'd be great. Have a great night.
Thanks, Kurt. We're almost at the end of August, Ron, so we're getting there. So.
Yeah, Madison, South Dakota, the 27th of August. Good pull last year. It got rained out. We had a heck of a thunderstorm up there and rained us out. That's why you see the 28th that's the rain date for that event. So if it gets rained out this year, they're ready to go the next day, that Sunday, with that rain date. So they were pretty bummed last year that they had to cancel it for rain, but Mother Nature is pretty unforgiving sometimes. But
is that at a speedway, Ron, or where do they have that at?
No, it's put me on the spot, but it's a huge event. They have antique tractor pulls or steam engines running around. It's kind of like a county fair, and honestly, I can't remember the name of that festival. Dang it.
I know what you're talking about because
it's a huge deal. There's tons of people there. They've got a train, a train running around there and taking people for rides, and it's a huge event. I didn't get to go out and see it all going on, but I was pretty much isolated to where the pulling track was, but you could tell there was a lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah, Bryce Roberts says it's like a threshing bee. So,
yeah.
Cool.
That would be a good description of that.
Pioneer Village. But that's cool, though, because it gives something to do. I mean, it cross-promotes. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Yep. September 2nd and 3rd, of course, that big event in Windsor, Colorado. They're approaching 300 hooks there. 3 tracks there at that event. Looking forward to that one. I mean, they're still building the facility there. They're getting ready for this. They are highly motivated to make this a successful event, not only this year, but years to come. They really want to put Windsor, Colorado on the map as one of, if not the biggest pull in the country. That's their goal. So looking forward to that one. Friday and Saturday night, September 2nd and 3rd. Of course, that's Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
On Sunday, we hot-foot it back to Grand Island, Nebraska for the Great Nebraska State Fair. We'll be co-signing an event with the Heartland Division as well.
Okay. I was just checking classes. Hold on. I'll get back to where we were.
And we hook relatively early on Saturday in Windsor, Colorado, so that will give us time to get to Grand Island, Nebraska. That show starting at 5 p.m. So shouldn't be any problem with anybody getting there that's coming from the Windsor poll.
Jason, I can't see any of the comments. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. I don't know.
Then we move into the month of September 9th. That's a Friday night in Unionville, Missouri.
Home of the Gopher, Mullinex, and the Snuffy Track.
Yep. Be pulling in Unionville with the Outlaws this year. The next night, September 10th, our buddy Ken Summers there in Buckner.
They had a huge event there last year, didn't they?
Man, some of the overview, the drone shots of the pit area were just incredible. You could not fit those haulers any tighter in there than we did there that last year in Buckner. But a huge event, very successful. Of course, my buddy Ken Summers running that event there, and
yes, sir.
That event will continue to grow as well.
Yeah.
And of course, the Spencer, Iowa, always been booked as the points finale for the Outlaws, with the exception of 2 classes. Now, September 18th, there's 2 sessions. There's a day session and an afternoon session, or evening there at Spencer. So,
okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, 10 classes.
Come back and do a second session. And then, of course, October, that date is wrong. It's a week later. It's the 21st and 22nd of October in Lufkin, Texas. Dragging and pulling in the Pines. 4 classes there: Pro Stock 4-wheel drive, Super Modified 2-wheel drive, 7,400-pound modified tractors, and that's their points finale. And the Limited Pro diesel pickups will be their points finale as well, which is fitting for a diesel-themed event there at Dragon and Pull Up in the Pines. So, yeah, big schedule. I know we went through it kind of quick there just talking about it, but wow, that's
it took 37 minutes, Ron. It wasn't that quick. So
yeah, it's going to be a great summer. The 7,400-pound mods, this just kind of happened with the points finale. Those guys were motivated and pumped up the purse there for those 7,400-pound mods, as they did for the diesel pickups. They raised the purse to really make it a big deal, if you will, there in Lufkin, to end the points there with the big mod tractors.
love it.
And also on Saturday night in Lufkin, they will have the semi pulling on Saturday night.
Okay.
They did that on Friday night in 2021. They're going to do that on Saturday night this year.
Awesome.
And then on Friday, they've got Stoney LaRue playing there too. If you like red dirt country music, Stoney LaRue will be in concert there on Friday night as well.
Okay. Cameron Eve says, thanks, Ron. And obviously, Lufkin, I'm always careful. Is that close to your home in Texas? I talked to some of the pullers this past weekend, and they lived in Texas, and they were 8 hours from home. So I was like, okay, you got to be careful when you say, oh, you got a home state pull. Yeah, still 6 hours away. So.
Well, we talk about this all the time. We love our Texas pullers down there, and those guys are dedicated to pulling the Outlaws, and they will travel. Let's say they're going to Spencer, Iowa, in northern Iowa. They'll still log more miles across the state of Texas before they get to the Oklahoma line than they will the rest of the trip, going through Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. It's just amazing how many miles those guys put on, and we appreciate them.
Kevin Davis says, no rain for Wayne, Nebraska that day. Good deal. I like it.
I was trying not to jinx it, Kevin, because I know I said there earlier that every time I've done Wayne, Nebraska, I've announced that show, the weather has just been perfect. It's just like up there in the announcer's stand, I look over to the west and the sun is just going down. It's beautiful. And it's like, this is an awesome place to have a pool here. And it's just, I didn't want to jinx it by mentioning that the weather is always perfect there.
And then Cameron Eve says they're 8 hours from 8 hours.
8 hours.
I'm impressed with Cameron Neves. He went from being on the show and now he's watching every week and commenting.
He's a Facebook junkie now.
Yeah, George. I saw George at the Pullers Championship, so it was fun. So good to see him.
So we could count on seeing the Remedy in Ravenna.
Yeah. As long as nothing goes bad at the dyno. So, but we should be good to go. We didn't get a chance to get it dynoed before, but the plan is we're running outlaw points. I mean, that's
okay.
There's like 30 hooks or 29 hooks. So
close to it, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I got Doug's lined up to drive the truck and get me there, and Dad's going to drive it some. I have a couple conflicts with family stuff and work stuff, but Dad's going to be at those other ones, and life is good. So
awesome. Looking forward to it.
Well, why don't you go eat your supper?
Right,
tell Taylor Van Beek not to forget about my centerpieces for my rear rims. That's very important that they're on it.
I will hit him up with that first thing.
Yep, please do, because he promised me. So I'm going to play some more videos for about 15, 20 minutes to finish out our hour, Ron, from Ravenna 2018. Okay, bud?
All right, buddy. Thank you. Everybody, thanks for tuning. Have a good night.
See ya. All right. Thanks, Ron, for coming on. We covered that schedule. I'm going to play some video. And you guys have a great night. I'll play this for another 20 minutes or so. So this is Ravenna 2018.
Now, John Deere people, get a load of this. The guy on the track, Alan Andrews, the Dakota Deer, out of Beersford, South Dakota. Last night's winner, the winner in Arlington, Nebraska last week, the 2017 points champion for the Outlaws. Number 4 in the World Series of Pulling in Louisville, Kentucky. Here comes Dakota Deer. Front end pretty heavy. Never did really lift that front end up. $313 and change. $313 and 78 puts him in the number 2 spot. Schaefer Oil, ladies and gentlemen, the official oil of the OTPA. Oh, John Deere time. You done a no. You done a no. Now, I bet he turns that pull down. Them John Deere front spindles just ain't what they used to be. Now he gets to decide whether he wants to come back on 3 wheels. He's first puller. He's going to be disqualified because he run out of bounds. The braking of the front tire, he feasibly could come back because he's first puller. He can turn that pull down. Now, watch the replay. I don't know what we got on the replay. Watch the. Now, that's the reason why we got the skis underneath the front of the tractor right there. If without the skis on there, that'd been a bad deal. Well, it's a bad situation, ladies and gentlemen. Rod Ewing he don't have the ability to get that front end fixed quick enough. He's going to have to live with a disqualification. He's going to get last place unless somebody runs out of bounds farther back than where he went out of bounds. But he just don't have enough time to get that welded back together or get it fixed. Nebraska, how about giving a man out of Clio, Iowa, a round of applause? Rod Ewing, Ramrod 2. Very disappointing hook for the man out of Clio. Ramrod, there's better days coming, buddy. Trust me, you're a farmer. You know that. That's what you live for. Better days coming. Red Rock, over on the other side out of Haywarden, Iowa. International way out in the lead. International going to run at him. There's a good running machine. Got a third last night. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, so hard. $3:17 and 51 for the Red Rock. 3:17.51 puts him in the number 2 spot. Nebraska's leading the Super Farm class. And I can tell you right now, Nebraska is going to win. Going to see a lot of color in this limited pro stock class. Limited pro stock class is what we're pulling over here on this right side. Limited pro. Unlike the light limited pro that is married to 466 cubic inches, the limited pro can have a bigger cubic inches, bigger turbo. And talking about the turbo, that means that Excel Engineering, one fantastic sponsor of the limited pro stock class, Excel Engineering, helping us out with our turbos in the limited pro stock class. All the guys running the same size turbo. Now, the AGCO that's on the line right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Davison family owns the tractor and owns the dealership in Osceola, Nebraska. But here tonight, Craig Schmidt is driving the tractor. Man comes out of Bellwood, Nebraska, but the tractor owned by the AGCO dealer in Osceola, Nebraska. They've got an ad in the program that's for sale over at Captain T-Shirt Cutter. Something to watch on this tractor is, and there's heavy rules about this, and it's legal, but he's got an air ride front axle. You'll watch him. This keeps this tractor from taking a hit on the front wheel like what you just seen Ramrod. But to run an air ride, you've got to be really inspected, no hoses, no stuff like that. Kind of watch how the front of this tractor floats if it comes back down to the ground, if it tries to bounce up and down. Here we go. High Velocity Legacy Edition. Somebody finally moved a little bit over to the left. Everybody's been wearing this right side out. 3:10.05. 3:10.05. A good looking tractor, the High Velocity, the AGCO dealer from Osceola. I think the guys will start using more of that right-hand track. But New Holland having a little bit of trouble out there. Mr. Mark Roberts, Spanky's Toy, out of Scribner, Nebraska. He's going to drop and try to figure out a little bit of what the problem was. Come back. He ain't going to have long. Let's get over here on this side. Let's go John Deere time. He's green. Gary Barrett, high stakes horsepower, the Ravenna tractor. $297 and 76. Gary Barrett. Gary Barrett, high stakes horsepower. Now the New Holland, Mark Roberts, Spanky's Toy out of Scribner, Nebraska, having an issue down there. He's not going to have long to fix it. I've got a cell phone up here from Ag Direct. It's got an Ag Direct case on it. I've got a cell phone turned in with an Ag Direct case on it. And got business cards from a Denny Jorgensen. I've got a cell phone turned in from Ag Direct, got an Ag Direct case on it, and got business cards from a Denny Jorgensen. So if I could have somebody that knows something about that phone or knows Denny Jorgensen. Right about now, Mark Roberts is wanting Mike Duncloud to take his time because here in a little bit he's going to wind up on the clock. Now in this limited pro stock class on this side, on the announcer side, which is right now being led by Craig Schmidt out of Osceola, Nebraska. I've got Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, and Kansas. but super far. Limited on the size of the turbo. Limited on the fuel injection pump. If you can't shoot no better than that, you need to quit drinking. Mike Dunclow, the Burning Bucks machine out of Pilgrim, Nebraska is who that was. Mike Dunclow, Burning Bucks, Pilgrim, Nebraska. $313 and change. $313.92. Taking pictures of the winners, all they're doing on trackside. Of the winner. $313.92 for Burning Bucks. Over on this side, past points champion, Nebraska man, One Mean Farmer. Still liking this side of the track. Look how far he is to the right. $309 even. $309 even, coming up about a foot short. The Agco tractor still in the lead. The Agco tractor still in the lead at 310.05. 310.05. Just a foot. Separating the Mean Farmer. You always want to watch the big scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. It's got so many fine sponsors, local sponsors, outlaw sponsors. Play a Casey's. And then, of course, we got sponsors like Casey Stores. We appreciate Casey Stores helping the outlaws out as we go up and down the road. Joe Moriando, no green, no glory, out of Mount Vernon, Missouri. Last year's defending points champion. A man and his family. There's a picture of him up on the big screen. Pretty good sized farming operation. Took a second place last night. He's not used to that. He's the 2017 points champion. On this track last year, he took 2 third-place finishes. They run a pretty good sized farming operation. They run a sod farm, putting sod, in the yards and such as that. Joe Moriando. Steve Cavan is the winner. I need Steve Cavan out on trackside. Steve Cavan on trackside. That'll move the leaderboard. That will move the leaderboard. $316.44. $316.44. That puts him in the lead with no green, no glory. $316.44. Right after this replay, if you can, play me any sound commercial. Play me any sound commercial after this replay.
Your factory setup. Get more this season. Switch to Goodyear LSW technology tires that can give you up to a 20% larger footprint, running at 40% less inflation pressure compared to standard factory options, boosting your traction, reducing soil compaction for a better yield. LSW tires are proven to reduce road flow and power hub for better stability when the seed goes in the ground and for the speed you need in between fields. When you reap the benefits of these tires, you'll know you're
Steve Cavan winning the big trophy down there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a beautiful, beautiful clock right there. Give him a round of applause. The man from Wahoo, Nebraska, Steve Cavan, winning the Super Farm division. Pride of the Farm, number 1. Red Rock goes number 2. Burning Bucks, number 3. Dakota Deer, 4. Bruley Buck, 5. Someday, 6. Spanky's Toy, not able to come back, goes number 7. Keep in mind, this is seed night at the Anavar Truck and Tractor Pull. All of our fine sponsors. Hey, I got John Deere on the line. Brent Paddock, Digging Deep Deer out of Mound City, Kansas. Won it last night. Tyler was driving last night. Son was driving last night. Dad driving tonight. Last night's winner. Rock and roll. Come on, Digging Deep Deer. Looks like he's going to come up 3-13-20.
Hey guys, I'm going to wrap up the live video here tonight. I was showing some video there from the 2018 pulling season. And then Rod and I went through, excuse me, Rod and I went through the schedule as well. So appreciate everybody watching tonight. Check out the schedule, outlawpulling.tv or outlawpulling.com. Get that all out there. And again, scrolling across the bottom, the last hour and 4 minutes, Ravenna, Nebraska is the first pull of the year for the Outlaws. So have a good night. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Take care. I gotta show my Dan Taylor. Oh, I love this guy. He's so funny.
Yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds light because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today, well, let's talk about today. I put her in a 16,000 pound class. I put her in third gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet right in the sand pond. The only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.